Hey, what's up? So I'm probably really late on this review. I'm pretty sure it's like not even in theaters anymore. It's been in theaters for quite a while. It still might be, I don't know. I apologize. I have no idea why it is so orange in this room. I don't know why my camera is doing that, but the lighting is very weird and you're just gonna have to stick with it throughout this entire review, so I am sorry. But yeah, so let's start. The film is called Lights Out. I'm sure many of you have heard of it. It's a film directed by David F. Sandberg, and he actually directed the original short that it was based on, which is really cool. And as far as I'm concerned, I believe this is his directorial debut, which is also really cool. The film is about a mysterious entity. It's a woman who, whenever it's dark, she appears in the dark, but when the light's on, she's gone. When you turn the lights back off, she's there, and it's like, oh god, what the fuck is that? But the film mainly focuses on this little boy and his older sister who lives by herself, and the little boy lives with her mom. So it's just a kid alone living with his mom, and the mom is seeing this woman, this woman who lives in the dark and only comes out in the dark, and yeah, so this freaks the little boy out, so he goes to his older sister for help, and they decide to work together to try to stop this entity from haunting them and their mother, and yeah, that's what the movie's about. Now, I remember watching the original short back when it very first came out in 2013, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a great short film, but as for a full-length feature movie, I don't know, it's not as good. The short is genuinely very creepy, and I think what makes it most creepy is the fact that it's so mysterious. You don't know anything. You don't know why that thing is there. You don't know why it's haunting them. It's just, it's kind of the fear of the unknown is what makes it scary a little bit, because you don't know exactly what the fuck it is. Like, I don't know, that's kind of what makes it scary for me. But then in this film, they have like a whole backstory of why it's haunting this family, and how, the reason... Okay, this is kind of a spoiler, but I don't give a shit anymore. You guys have probably seen this movie already, but yeah, the reason why the reason why she hides in the dark is because she has a very serious skin condition where she can't be in the sun for too long because she's very sensitive to the sun or to light in general. So she has to stay in the dark, and she's a little girl who stayed in the dark for most of her life, and that's why she's in the dark. It's pretty stupid, honestly. They try to give it this whole backstory of why this thing is in the dark, but what I think makes it scarier is the fact that they don't explain it. That's what made the short so effective. They don't explain why that thing is in the dark. Like, what is that? Why is it there? I do believe David F. Sandberg has a lot of potential, however. I know he does a lot of other short films. I have not seen them to my knowledge, I don't think, but I do really like Lights Out, and as a directorial debut, this movie is not bad. It's not badly directed. It's just, I don't think that good of a movie. It follows a lot of the same horror cliches that a lot of modern horror films tend to follow nowadays, which is a shame. Because, yeah, I wanted something new and different. And then, as far as I'm concerned, this movie got really good reviews when it first came out. It had a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes for a very long time, and that, quickly went down. It still has a really good rating now, but I don't see it, honestly. It's not that great of a film. There are very few moments, very few times where it was actually kind of effective, and I actually found it kind of creepy. But, yeah, that's, again, there's very few moments in the movie. Some parts I think actually worked, but then again, some parts did not work for me at all. And that's most of the movie, unfortunately. Like I said, it's nothing new. It brings nothing new to the table, which is my biggest issue. We've seen this so many times before. It's the same exact horror movies that follows the same exact formula that a lot of the modern horror films today still follow. And I wanted something different, and that is not really what I got with this film. But I can't say that I hated it. I think there were quite a few parts in this movie, like I said, that were a little bit effective. I think the overall concept is actually really interesting, and I think they could have definitely done something very interesting and, in making it into a full-length feature film. But, yeah, it didn't work for me that much, to be honest. It's a shame, because, like I said, I really do think this is a very interesting concept. But, personally, I think it would have been better if it were left alone just as a short film. I think it's much more effective as a short film than it is a full-length movie. My favorite part in this movie, though, is the ending. And I'm talking about, like, the last 5 minutes of this film is incredible. It is fantastic. The last 5 minutes is awesome. I loved it. The third act of this film is pretty, it's definitely the best part of the film, It's the part where, it's kind of like a big showdown between the family and then the entity. Like, you saw that coming. That's not even a big spoiler, but you know that was going to happen eventually in the movie, and it's honestly pretty cool. That's the best part of the film. It's the last, the last act of it. But yeah, the best part is the last 5 minutes. I could not stop laughing in the theater. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for you right now. So if you have not seen the movie, then skip to this time code. I think, I don't know, just skip. Alright, so I'm gonna talk about the ending now. The very last the very last scene in this film features the entity about to kill the brother and the sister, and the mother comes into the room, and she has a gun in her hand. And this actually was really clever. This is something that I liked, when she shoots the gun, you know, the light flashing from the bullets coming out, the entity can't be shot because of the light. So every time she shoots the gun, the entity's gone because there's light. But whenever, you know, whenever it's dark again, you know, she comes back and she starts running towards her. I thought that part was pretty cool. That was a really nice, you know, touch they did to the movie. But yeah, so what happens is the entity's about to kill this family, right? And this mother has a gun in her hand, and I forget what she says, but she says something stupid like, "She can't be defeated, but I can kill it." Or she says something along those lines, and she puts the gun to her head and she shoots herself in front of her children, and I could not stop laughing at the end of that movie. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. The mother literally shoots herself in her head, and the entity's gone. Like, she just vanishes. Like, she's just gone. Like, that's all the mother had to do. She had to shoot herself in the head, and then everything's okay. And then she shot herself in front of her kids, and the little boy's over there, like, witnessing her mother shoot herself, but she saved her children, you know, that's the whole point. She saved her children from dying from this entity. But it's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so ridiculous. I could not stop laughing. It was awesome. And then the older sister and the little brother are like in the back of an ambulance in front of the house, and she's like, "It's okay, you're gonna live with me now, okay?" And he's like, "Okay," and then the movie ends. That's the end of the movie. It's absolutely great. I love the last ending to this film. It's wonderful. But no, in all seriousness, you know, as bad as, you know, the last 5 minutes of that movie is, the final act is actually definitely the most effective part of the movie. That's where a lot of the parts were, I think, really effective and very creepy. It definitely had its little moments where, you know, it was actually kind of creepy at some parts, which I really did like. And like I said, it's actually a very well-directed film. I think David F. Sandberg definitely has, you know, a lot of talent. But as for a full-length feature film, I don't think this movie works that much, unfortunately. But I did have a little bit of fun with it. Luckily, it was only like 82 minutes or something like that. Like, it is a very, very short movie, so it went by like that. Like, it was a very, very short film, but it was a nice little movie, I suppose. It wasn't terrible, like I said, but it definitely wasn't the best, you know, horror film of the year or anything like that. It just kind of follows the same exact, you know, formula as a lot of the other modern horror films that come out today, which is unfortunate. So overall, I think Lights Out works as a short film. I don't think it works as a full-length feature film necessarily. I don't think the full-length feature film worked for me as much as the short film did. Like I said, I think it's just the fact that it's so mysterious kind of makes it a lot more scary and effective for me. I hate how they try to put this whole backstory to it. I think it'd be a lot more scarier if, you know, the entity was just there and they didn't know why. But instead, you know, they had to connect it with the mother, you know, how it was like a childhood friend or something, like something stupid like that. I don't know, but yeah, so overall, Lights Out was okay. I didn't really care for it that much. It was fine. I'm gonna probably I'll give it a very, very, very generous 3 out of 5. Very, very generous 3 out of 5. I was almost going to give it a 2.5 out of 5, but there were moments in here that I really liked, and like I said, I liked the overall concept, and I really do like the director. The movie, however, did not work for me that much, and I'm probably never going to watch it again. It's a one-watch type of movie for me, but yeah, would I recommend it to you? Chances are you've probably already seen it, so I don't know. If you haven't seen it, it's up to you. Honestly, just watch the short film. If you guys have not seen the short film yet, I would highly, highly recommend watching the short film because it is great. And then watch the movie if you want. If not, I don't care. You can live without it. It's fine. Just this movie, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just do whatever the hell you want. But yeah, guys, that's about it for Lights Out. Just overall, you know, a decent horror film, but not the best of the year or anything like that, but it had its moments that I really enjoyed. So yeah, that's about it for Lights Out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am Jacob Palacio, and I will see you guys later.